What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Tuesday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and we have a guy below us, Jefe, from Jefe Picks. JD, I usually start with Jefe, but I'm going to start with you today. How are you today, brother?
That's messed up.
Good, man. Doing well. After a big weekend of football, today we really switch gears and get back into baseball because there's a lot going on. So I'm actually definitely pumped to get back into that.
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on with baseball. I have the standings up in front of me as well, so we'll talk about everything as we go through it. We all know right now there are games that have meaning and there are games that don't have meaning, and we want to target teams that need to win, and we want to kind of fade teams that have nothing to play for. So we're going to dive into all of that. Jefe, how are you?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing good.
Oh, Stetsy, I know. We were right there.
Let's just get right into it.
There.
Let's just get right into it real quick. Quick recap. I just want to say this one statement. I owe you two an apology. I owe our viewers an apology. I owe myself an apology. Because I forgot what the NFL really is. It's not a sport. It's an entertainment vessel.
Okay.
And why I thought that they would ever miss an opportunity for a cinematic, week-long build-up to a 1-2 matchup between the Ravens and the Chiefs, I don't know why I missed that. It was written all over the wall for me. I could have seen it from a mile away, but I still sold myself that the Ravens won't do it, and the NFL just reigns supreme. Even though I don't obviously believe that, it's scripted or whatever it is, you couldn't have scripted it any better because now you got next week, Ravens, Chiefs, and one of those walks away at 1-3 through 4 weeks, and that's just mind-boggling. About last night's game,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Take it easy. We haven't hit the recap button yet. You're doing the whole recap. Hit the recap button, and then I'm going to go right back to you. So give me like 10 seconds, JD.
You know what? Take 11.
I'm going to do it right now.
Take 11.
All right, back to you, Jefe. Monday recap on a Tuesday. Yeah, things are different now. Things are different now. There's music in the transition.
11. All right, we're back. What happened last night? Well, I hate to do like the old coach talk of every single game comes down to one play. It came down to one play, and Derrick Henry's got to stop fumbling the damn ball.
Dude, when did he get the disease of fumbleitis? When did he get the fumbleitis?
I can't believe that happened again. And to me, that was the game. And at some points, Lamar Jackson just forgetting.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about, too.
Play football. And here's my question, and this is all I got to say, because you guys can talk about the Lions. I haven't even spoken about them. This is a serious question that came out. Came out from last night. Does it look like Lamar Jackson's lost a step?
I don't think it's that he's lost a step.
No, literally, like
I know what you're saying.
Wise.
I know what you're saying. I don't think he's lost a step, but I think he's not processing.
No,
doesn't it feel like he's not processing, though?
To me, it was like there were a few plays yesterday where he usually doesn't get caught by the shoestrings by that guy. He gets out of that mush, that mess, that huddle of men, and he runs it off to a first down. There were multiple plays yesterday where the defender got him on the shoestring, like literally, and usually gets away from those. He looked a little slow. Processing is a good word. That's really all I got to say. This was on the Derrick Henry fumble. He doesn't fumble there. Who knows where that drive goes? Who knows how that game ends? And also, last thing I'll say is, we know the Lions got balls, but man, do they got balls. It don't matter who that OC is. It don't matter who that DC is. As long as their head coach is their head coach, they are going to go for it on all those fourth downs. And man, oh man. That's all I got to say.
My thought about Lamar is that he's not processing well. He's delaying with what he usually is quick at making those decisions. Either he's going to run or he's going to extend the play in the backfield to look to pass the ball. Yesterday, it looked like he didn't know what he wanted to do. He was trying to run, but also looked like he was trying to stay in the backfield to create more time for his receivers, which is very unlike Lamar. He's usually very decisive, and that's what makes him so good and elite at what he does. But last night, the entire game, I felt like he didn't know what to do. He couldn't make up his mind on where he wanted to go with the ball. He didn't know if he wanted to run here or throw here or try and extend the play here or try and run for it here. There were way too many times he got hit in the pocket, way too many times he got hit trying to scramble in the backfield. That's my thoughts on it. I don't think he lost his speed, but I do think his decision-making was delayed last night. JD, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, same thing. As far as, I think it's, as far as his processing of the actual defense, yes, I do agree there. But also, he had receivers running the wrong routes multiple times. So, like, there was more times where they were just not on the same page. So, I don't know what was going on there. I don't know who that's going to fall more on. I just don't know what was going on. All I know is that you have a Ravens team that is now pissed off, just actually like all around. And also, nobody's really talking about this, but I think this is the first time we've seen a team play on Sunday and then turn around and play again on Monday. That fucking Cowboys, man, that fucking defense was horrible, man.
Yep.
Little joke. Anyway, yes. Ravens. I don't know what that was.
And that was the next thing I wanted to bring up.
Not stop the run.
The defense is so bad. I know they didn't have Matabuke, but they were so bad. Their corners were bad. Their safety, Kyle Hamilton, was bad. Yeah, I had it, but that's okay. A good point by Cook here. The wide receivers weren't getting any separation either. The only player that played well on the offensive side for the Ravens was Mark Andrews. The revitalization of Mark Andrews. He was fantastic.
Isn't it amazing how a wide receiver can go getting 10, 12 targets, 7 receptions for 1 week and then just get nothing the next week? I truly don't even know. I'm starting to just think these players are betting on themselves on the unders in some spots. It makes no freaking sense how Zay Flowers didn't even play yesterday. It wasn't even a part of the game plan.
He couldn't get open.
I understand that it is matchup centric, the NFL. Like, you do have to change up your looks. You have to change up your offensive scheme week to week. But, oh my God, get the guy a freaking catch. Get the guy involved in your offense. Mark Andrews looked great. But it's evident to me that they need more, obviously. I can't believe that the Ravens lost that game. I really do put it on that one play. I really do. I'm sorry.
I can't put it on the one play because they at no point in that game was I confident the Ravens were going to come out and win, let alone cover the 4.5. The defense just was not there. They couldn't stop the Lions at all.
I was so confident. Going to halftime. They got the ridiculous ball back with like a minute left, march up the field, no problem. Getting the ball back in the second half, I'm like, this is typical. Dan Campbell's calling the game way too loose, going for when he shouldn't have. He's not being safe. This is not the team to not play safe against. And the Ravens just came out in the second half flat, to be honest with you. Lions did they have 2 drives starting like within their own 5 that they ended up just driving all the way down the field on?
Yes.
That's amazing offense, but not enough people are talking about it. What is the Lions offensive coordinator's name? I don't even know, but I'll tell you what, they really don't look like they missed a step other than the first game.
I agree with you 100%. That's another point I wanted to bring up is that the Lions are back. A lot of people thought they would be bad this year because they lost both coordinators, a lot of moving pieces. They're back. After week 1, a lot of people thought they were cooked. But remember, the Packers are a very good team. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. JD, any other thoughts before I go over a little breaking news in the NFL and we get into a little baseball action?
The Lions, we were really worried about them in actually week 1. And that turned out to be true. But that was that first game with all the new pieces there. And then that Packers team they actually played a very good game there. But then this team has showed up and shown what they can do. I was worried about the Ravens as far as their secondary. I was afraid of them getting beat through the air and especially deep. So then to sit there and watch that game last night and just see them get killed on the ground, that was just not what I was expecting whatsoever. Especially with the Lions actually like offensive line, because that's the big change that team has had, and actually like that's the biggest downgrade as far as this Lions team is their offensive line. And last night you did not see that whatsoever.
And that could be the fact that we didn't have Matabuke. There were a couple pieces missing from the defensive line for the Ravens, but their corners were bad. Their secondary was bad. Kyle Hamilton looked like a below-average safety all game. Humphrey was burned every single play on a one-on-one as well. So, I mean, they were just exposed over and over, and I think that was One last thing I want to talk about on this game, and Thomas brought it up here. His Ravens Super Bowl winner is not looking good at the moment. Henry can't stop fumbling, no defense. How do you guys feel about the Ravens? Because the Ravens thing is that they dominate the regular season, and then they have a fall off in the playoff. They have a bad performance, and they lose every single year. How do we feel about them right now?
Hold that take until next Monday. You just hold that take, because none of this matters. If the Ravens go into Kansas City, no matter what you think Kansas City right now, 3 games, they get a win, all is good. Ravens 1-3 with losses to the Chiefs, Lions, Bills. Wrap it up. Just wrap it up at that point. Wrap it up. Those are two of those 3 teams are the teams you're gonna have to go through at one point anyway. Wrap it up.
JD, thoughts?
I may or may not have bet the Ravens to win the Super Bowl again last night.
Did you? You still are that high on them. Very interesting. Okay, so more to come, something we will monitor throughout the season. All right, gentlemen. Well, that's a good way to talk about the game last night, but you ready to dive into today's MLB slate?
Whoa. You teased breaking news.
Oh, yeah. I did have breaking news. You're right. I did. Titans head coach. Let me pull it up here.
Did he pass away?
No. Brian Callahan is giving up his play calling duties to the quarterback coach, Bo Hardigree. So the new play caller for the Tennessee Titans is the quarterback's coach, Bo Hardigree. So interesting there. That offense has been one of the worst, if not the worst, in football so far this year. Let me go over the stats of where the Titans currently sit in the offensive rankings. They are 31st in yards per game. They are 32nd in touchdown score, so dead last. They are 32nd in passing yards per game. They are 27th in rushing yards per game, and they are 32nd again in sacks allowed. So in basically every offensive category, the Titans are the worst, and they have now relinquished the play calling duties to the quarterback coach. So a little bit interesting there. Jefe, what are your thoughts about that?
To be honest, unimpressed. Right now, the Titans, okay, great. New pass game, new offensive play coordinator, right? Play calling. Cam Ward's not the problem there.
No,
Cam Ward, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Cam Ward's the guy, because we don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. Offense has been uneventful, boring, stagnant, and just doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But to me, it's also about the players on the field and the lack of talent. Guys, I'm sorry. Can we stop thinking that Calvin Ridley's an actual wide receiver 1? Can we stop acting like Tony Pollard's a running back 1? These guys were both cast off their teams. And that defense is just, it's not as good on the field as it is on paper. I'm sorry. And it's the typical situation. You're putting your rookie quarterback in a situation where he's playing from behind every single game, and that's not a winning formula. This week, they're at Houston. Both teams are 0-3. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I know in that locker room, D'Amico Ryans is absolutely screaming at his players that they cannot walk out of that arena on Sunday 0-4. Yep. I don't know if the Titans have the same fire under their ass.
I agree. Red Hot Take asked if does the quarterback coach have any experience not calling plays? No, I do believe this will be his first time being an NFL play caller. So we shall see how this plays out, but it can't get any worse than what it's been in Tennessee early on this year. JD, any thoughts before we get into the first MLB game of the day? And by the way, JD, I know before the show we wanted to get information on the tiebreakers. I have pulled some of that info as well. So we have a ton of baseball information to go over today.
Whose comment was that? I can't see it, but it's all about the Ravens and their schedule.
Your boy.
Yeah, hold on. David, here's the problem. 4-0 is out of the question. They could easily lose against Chiefs, and they could easily lose against the Rams. The Rams are a horrible matchup for the Ravens. Oh, my God. That's a defense that absolutely gets after the quarterback, and that's an offense that loves to pass and pass long. That is a nightmare situation.
Wow. Breaking news again. The Bucs are bringing back Desmond Watson. If you do not know who Desmond Watson is, he's the guy who couldn't get under the weight limit in the preseason, and everyone waiting to see him get into the game. He was the very heavy set rookie. You know who I'm talking about? The heaviest guy ever in the NFL.
He'll take up two offensive line spots. They need it bad.
Yep. Well, he's a defensive tackle. You're right. So he will be eating up the offensive linemen, hopefully. So good for Desmond Watson. I've been rooting for the big man. He's back in the NFL, and he's getting his chance with the Buccaneers yet again. All right, gentlemen. Let's go into the MLB and talk about today's set of games. First game we're bringing out today, guys, is going to be the Pirates taking on the Reds, and we do have major playoff implications in this game.
Let's pitch it. Hey, Alpha, why don't you set the stage? a little. Give us, even me. I need a little bit of a playoff refresher.
Absolutely. Let me intro the teams, the pitchers, and I had that fully planned to go over the tiebreaker rules and where we currently sit with the Cincinnati Reds. So, Jefe put it perfectly. He did bring it up. This game has playoff implications because of one team, and we all know it's not the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have not had a game that's had any meeting in 47 years. Pitching for the Pirates is Johan Oviedo. He's 2-0 on the year with a 3.52 ERA. Pitching for the Reds is Brady Singer. He's 14-10 with a 3.86 ERA. So I am going to bring up the standings here for the NL wildcard. Right now, the three teams that are in are the Chicago Cubs, who have clinched, the San Diego Padres, who have clinched, and the Cincinnati Reds in the third and final playoff spot. Why are the Cincinnati Reds in the third and final wildcard spot? They are tied with the New York Mets, but the Cincinnati Reds do have the tiebreaker against them. So if the season ended right now, the Reds would be in and the Mets would be out. So the Reds control their own destiny. That's the best way to look at it. If the Reds win all the games this week, they're in the playoffs no matter what the Mets do. So very interesting there. JD, now with all that being said, I'm going to kick it over to you. There's a reason that the Reds are minus 175 today at home against the Pirates, and it's because, like I said, they control their own destiny. If they want to make the playoffs, all they have to do is win all their games. I know, easier said than done. But what do you like in this one with the news on the playoff standings?
Yeah, I mean, this is a spot where, I mean, these are the spots that you want to try to find. I mean, you have a team that's just not playing for anything here, which does not mean that they're going to give in. A lot of these teams love to try to, knock these other teams out, So, yeah, I don't know where I was going there. But anyway.
No, I totally agree with you. The spoiler.
Right, yes.
I will say, though, JD, and maybe you guys don't feel like this. I feel like that's way more relevant in, like, football than it is in baseball.
That makes sense.
Because baseball, the name of the game for me is for a team like the Pirates at this point is everybody who's of any value to us in the future, we're wrapping them up in bubble wrap. They're already in Puerto Rico. They're 1, 2, 3 Cancun. You're just trying out players at this point to get them some playing time to see what you have in some of your maybe lesser known prospects. That's my personal opinion. Like the spoilers, oh man, you see that in football every year. The most famous one of all time is probably a couple of years back, Sunday Night Football, last game of the year, Lions, Packers win playoff berth, Lions nothing to play for.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. JD, thoughts?
But for this game here, as far as the matchup, I really do like the Reds here. The Reds are playing good ball right here at the right time. They've won their last 5 straight. They just swept the Cubs, and that was 4 games. So that was really big for them. And today they have Singer on the mound. His numbers against the Pirates are honestly not that good. But if you just look over the past couple months, Brady Singer has been pitching very well. I believe the Reds have won 7 out of his past 9 starts, I believe. But actually, like, he's just been pitching well. So you have a team that is just playing much just like better ball currently. As far as pitching, they definitely have the advantage there. As far as actually Johan on the other side, he honestly hasn't been pitching that bad.
No, he's fine.
He just has problems with his walks still, and actually he just gets in trouble there. But anyway, guys, yeah, I haven't bet this yet, but I'm going to end up being on the Reds, probably on the -1 line.
Jefe, back over to you. I'm tweeting one thing out, then I'll go after you go one more time.
I'm on the Reds here. I'm not going to mess around with this any more than I need to. I'm taking the Reds on the money line, and I'm parlaying them with another team. We'll get into the second half of my parlay later, but I got a 2-team money line parlay for baseball tonight that I really like, and the Reds are one leg of that on the money line here. This is simple to me. Today starts 6 days of baseball that both the Reds and the Mets need to go out every single day and win. I think it's very interesting. Tell me if you guys think this is interesting. Usually in these situations, when 2 teams are directly playing against each other for a spot, and I know the Diamondbacks are only a game out, which, by the way, we can easily be on Friday, and the Diamondbacks could have the wild card spot. But regardless, I think it's weird that Reds are playing at 6:40, Mets at 7:40. So The Mets, in a way, can sit back for 1 hour before their game even starts, and know where they stand in terms of tonight. I mean, I think that does do something for the mentality. Human nature does go into play.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. So let me go over one more time what's going on with the Reds situation and how their season is going to wrap up. And it'll kind of put in perspective why I think these 3 games for the Reds are critical. So they play the next 3 days against the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? So teams have about 6 games remaining, guys. Most teams have only 6 games left on the schedule. Half of those games are against the Pittsburgh Pirates for the Reds. The last 3 are against the Milwaukee Brewers. So I know the Brewers probably won't have anything to play for, but it's still the Brewers. It's still the Brewers, and you want to enter the postseason hot. So if you're a team like the Reds, you have to win every single game against this Pirates team. You're the far superior team. You're the team that has something to play for, and you have to get it done. So for me, I'm definitely going to be on the Reds today and probably the next couple days in different ways.
What do you think has a harder week, the Reds or the Mets? Mets have the Cubs, and I'm blanking on who they finished the year with.
Well, we'll go over the Mets schedule when we do that game. We are obviously going to be talking about the Mets. We are going to be talking about all the games that matter.
I'm just curious. Nothing about their game tonight. Just overall harder week.
The harder path.
The harder week. Right now, you got this team sitting at
Mets.
You guys. They're sitting at even. Yes, the Reds own the tiebreaker. I get that, but let's just take that out of the way.
Probably the Mets have an easier week because they play Miami for the last 3. So,
I mean, Miami's
hot. Miami's
actually hot.
Miami is the team.
But when we get there, they're going to be out.
The spoiler.
But when we get there, right now they're still mathematically alive, Miami, because this insane run they're on. But when we get to the weekend, when they are going to be in that series, I do believe the Marlins are going to be out. I do believe they're not still going to be in the race. They have to go basically 6-0, and they need everyone else to basically go 0-6. So
totally,
it's been awesome for them. But when we get to it, I just don't think they'll still have anything to play for.
I think I'd rather play a Pirates team that's been known that they're out rather than a Marlins team that it'll be like a day out of knowing they're out. That fire will still be in them. You know what I mean? I don't know, David. The Reds playing the Brewers is interesting to me because the Brewers, they're locked up for that first seed.
They're locked up in first everything.
So they know in their head they have a bye. You know what I mean? So it's always like it's the rust versus rest debate now, right? What way do the Brewers go? What way?
Well, JD, they're not technically.
Well, I mean, as far as the Phillies could.
The Phillies are only 3 back. The Phillies are only 3 back. So, I mean, there's still 6 to play. So let me see if I can get information on that tiebreak. Who would win the – let me pull that up here. Let me see if I can get that up. I have a little thing I found on the internet this morning that should be able to help us. Click the Phillies. Brewers own the tiebreaker of the Phillies, so they have a 4-game lead out of 6. It's basically over. JD's right. They would have to go 6-0 compared to 2-4 would be the only way that they can get in. So I do agree with you. I do think the Brewers are basically done. So we will see what happens. We will see how this one does play out. Let's move on to the second game that we're breaking down today, which is another one with major playoff implications. We'll break everything down, guys, but we have the Boston Red Sox going into Toronto and taking on the Blue Jays. Pitching for the Red Sox is Lucas Giolito. Giolito is 10-4 with a 3.5 ERA. On the other side is Kevin Gausman. Gausman is 10-10 with a 3.38 ERA. Let me pull up the standings here, guys, so we could talk about what's going on in the AL side of the bracket. So, right now, the Yankees are 88-68. They are 3 games above the Red Sox for the top of the wild card at the moment. Also with the Blue Jays are 2 games up on the Yankees for the AL East Championship. However, every team you could think of has the tiebreaker against the Yankees. That's the best way you can look at it. Any ties that happen in the wild card race, the Yankees are going to drop down a spot. The Blue Jays also own the tiebreaker over the Yankees. So the Yankees are technically 3 full breaking news.
Darn.
I need a sound. And shut the fuck up, Jefe. Jackson Dart is the starting quarterback of your New York Football Giants going into this weekend's game against the LA Chargers. It is official. Jefe just tweeted it out. Jackson Dart is QB1 for them New York Football Giants.
And I actually believe that Jefe actually called that one.
Yeah, he got lucky that Wilson had a good game against your shitty Cowboys, or else it would have happened last week. But, he did get it right. He ended up getting it right. Jackson Dart, QB1 of the New York Football Giants. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to come on that in the next couple of days. Jefe, any immediate thoughts?
I am very interested. I don't know what this offense is going to look under him because for whatever reason, every time he's come in, he's only ever ran the damn ball or handed it off. He hasn't thrown a damn pass. I don't know if I totally agree with this decision. The Chargers are a good defense, and I don't want him to look stupid in his first game. I would have waited till week 5. I get it.
Yeah, but there was a really good point I read about that. There's a really good point.
But I also understand maybe you want to get him some game reps in this game. Know that you're playing a better team and be okay with that result, and have him have a couple of actual game reps underneath his belt to go into a game that you believe is winnable in week 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So a lot more to come. But Jefe, the reasons a lot of people have said that Jackson Dart needs to start this week is because next week, yes, they do play the Saints, but it will be on a short week. And then the following week is the Philadelphia Eagles, which is also on a short week. So he would not have a full week of practice and would not really get to get ramped up. The Giants are ultimately deciding that more practice to get him ramped up is the right decision before going to doing a short week kind of situation with him that way. I do kind of agree with that. I was originally on the plan, Jefe, like you, but maybe we should wait for the Saints game to put him in there. But I'd rather him get a lot of reps in practice before going into Philadelphia and going through that gauntlet because nobody thinks it's going to be a major issue for him playing against the Saints. That's not going to be a problem. The issue is getting ready for the following week on short notice with limited practice reps. So I do think it's the right decision. Jackson Dart, QB1 of the New York Giants. JD, thoughts?
I mean, yes, for everything you said makes sense. As far as the matchup, I do think it is a tough one to go out to be your first start. And also, just like Jefe said, like we've seen him come into the games, but just to run. Definitely interested to see how he looks. I mean, like as far as in preseason, I definitely liked what I saw there. So it's going to be interesting how that, between a preseason game and then now a regular season game versus a very good Chargers team, how he will look. But as far as with having 2 short weeks the week after that, it does make sense to go ahead and put him out there, though.
Yeah, I pulled up the tweet from Art Stapleton, who, if you like the Giants, is a fantastic follow. I'm going to read his exact tweet. Sorry if it's a little long. No, I'm just going to read the final paragraph of it. Give Dart as long as of a runway as you possibly can. If you play him Sunday, he'll have the momentum of being at home on a full week for New Orleans. Then the next week, he'll be able to get first-team reps getting ready for Philly. It is Philly on a short week, and if you wait for New Orleans, you only get 1 week to get acclimated to the first team, then a short week with 0 on-field practice, because on the short week, the Giants will not have any on-field practice. So if they waited till the next week, he wouldn't get a full practice with the ones. I'd rather him get the practice. It does seem like the Giants are making the right decision with the timing of this news. So very interesting there. Jackson Dart, QB1, about time. Jake's life is over. The Giants are going to smack your shitty fucking birds, and Philly is done running NFC East. Jackson Dart is here. Get ready. Get ready. Jefe, words for Jake before we move back to the baseball world.
I don't believe any of that shit.
You're going to just let Jake do this? You're going to let Jake come in here and do this on your show? That's incredible.
Well, I mean, the birds do run the NFC.
That's incredible.
There's no arguing that
incredible.
Now. I think the Commanders give him some run, but right now they do. I have to give props are there. I'm a little worried for Dart. I just hope he looks like he can handle the offense on Sunday, because that Chargers game plan is so simple now. It's rattle the rookie quarterback. It's make his life a living hell with exotic blitz packages, and on offense, it's win time of possession battle. It's day one shit.
Yep, absolutely. So we will see. JD, any parting comments about Jackson Dart QB1 before we move into the MLB?
No, I'm sure we will have a lot to say about that on Friday.
Oh, I'm very, very much looking forward to that. And guys, if you cannot already tell, I do not think the Giants are going to make noise this year. I'm just kidding with Jake. Don't worry. I don't think the Giants are winning the NFC East. The Giants are 0-3 and will be lucky to win 3 fucking games. Just look better. Just look better.
Locked in the old Chargers as my survivor pick. That's for damn sure.
Good for
That's
you.
what
That's
for
the
sure.
cool. Let me just tell you something. Daniel Jones on his first start at Tampa Bay, biggest comeback in Giants history. The dog was there front row to witness the greatest comeback in Giants history. Jackson Dart has the potential to do it as well. So we'll see what happens. A lot to
You
come.
should go.
Debating it. I have a friend in town this weekend, so I'm not sure if I feel like paying for 2 tickets. Let's keep it moving. We're back on the Red Sox and the Blue Jays game here. I already broke down the pitchers. I already broke down the playoff situations here. JD, Blue Jays need to keep winning. The Red Sox need to keep winning. We have a big battle between these two teams. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is a game where both teams. I don't really like what I'm seeing from either team. As far as I almost said the Maple Leafs. This is not hockey, but hockey is almost here, guys. But anyway, the Blue Jays. I mean, getting beat like they did against the Rays and then the Royals. I mean, those just aren't the losses. There are just not good. Boston. I know they've technically won. 3 out of the last 5, but I still don't like what I've been seeing from them though. And they're just two teams that I don't trust currently. But in this matchup, as far as Kevin Gausman, I think they have a big edge on the mound here. Gausman, I mean, like he's been pitching really well. I mean, really well. And as far as the Red Sox numbers against him, they are not good.
Yep.
So I do like that. And as far as Giolito goes for the Red Sox, as far as overall, he really hasn't been pitching bad. His last start was versus the A's. I believe he walked 5 guys, and that's what got him into trouble there.
Yep.
So it will be interesting to see what he can do here. But it's also going to be interesting to see what the Blue Jays offense can actually do because they haven't been doing much. This line, I understand it. I understand why the Blue Jays are as big of a favorite as they are because of Gausman. I don't think I'm going to play this, but if I would, it would actually only be a first 5 line. Probably the first 5 at actually the run line there.
Yeah, it's tough to fade the Blue Jays at home, right? They're 50 wins on the year to only 25 losses, and the Red Sox are 39-39 on the road. The Red Sox aren't a good road team. I will be having some exposure on this Blue Jays team here today. I will be in a parlay. I'll give it out when we get the best bets. Jefe, what do you
got? This is one that I'm laying off. This is actually a great spot for the Yankees either way this game goes. Red Sox.
Not really.
I don't want to play the Red Sox in the first round. I'd rather play Cleveland, to be honest with you.
You just literally told me the other day you didn't want to play the hottest team coming into the postseason. Now you'd prefer to play them?
Well, that's because if Cleveland is in the wild card, that means that they're not the hottest team.
That's fair.
Business.
That's fair. That's a good
my
point.
Mindset. Obviously, the ideal thing here is for the Red Sox to sweep the Blue Jays, the Yankees to take care of business against a lowly White Sox team, and then all of a sudden you're in a spot where the Yankees are in the lead heading into the final 3 games, where I'm not sure where either of these two teams play. I know the Yanks have the Orioles, but I don't know who these guys play.
For which team?
The Red Sox and Blue Jays. I don't know where their end of the season is. I know one of them plays the Rays. I don't know who the other plays.
So I'll tell you right now, the Red Sox are playing. Give me 1 second. Their final 3 games are going to be against Detroit. So the Red Sox have Toronto 3, and then they have Detroit 3, and you're right, Rays on the other side.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a tough week. Holy crap.
Yeah. That's why we have to look into all this in depth, because you need to know the look ahead spots for these teams in the playoff race.
The Sox got a tough week. Damn.
Yep, they got to win.
Wow. Well, anyway, back to this game. I do think Gausman gives them the edge, but this is playoff baseball. In this game, this series, this is playoff baseball. Both these teams have everything to play for. They need wins, and everything is important. There's only one other series that I can see that is both teams absolutely like playoff baseball, and I'm sure we're going to get into that series in a bit here. But I have no play on this game. I think the Blue Jays do have the advantage here, obviously, and the juice says that, but not surprised at all if Giolito walks in there and gets them a win.
Could not agree more. God, don't open exploits. I was trying to find some stats of this game, and it's just Jackson Dart overload. Don't open it; it will distract you. JD, any final words on this game before we move on to those Mets versus the Cubbies?
Nah, man, this is a game that I really do think that I'm just going to stay off of.
I don't blame you on that. Let's go over to the Mets versus the Cubbies. Give me 1 second to pull that one up because I have been clicking through everyone's playoff schedules and I am off all my normal pages. But as I said, we do have the Mets. We do have the Cubbies. The home team in this game are the Cubbies. Pitching for the Mets is David Peterson. Peterson is 9-6 on the year with a 4 ERA and a 1.34 WHIP. On the other side, you have the NL Rookie of the Year, Cade Horton. Cade Horton is 11-4 with a 2.6 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP. Yet again, the Cubs have nothing to play for. They are in. They're good to go. The Mets have everything to play for. Right now, the Mets are on the outside looking in. They're on the outside looking in. This could be one of the biggest collapses we have ever seen in baseball when we are in a time where everybody makes the playoffs. There are 3 wild card teams that make it on each side. There are 900 teams in total that get into the playoffs. What's the actual number of teams that get in if you count everything plus the wild cards? Hold on, let me pull it up here. Do you know that off the top of your head, Jefe?
Top of my head,
1, 2, 3, 6 per side,
It's
12.
8.
12.
Oh, damn.
12 get in, which is insanity. Will the Mets get in? We will find out. Back to the specific game. Jefe, Mets have everything to play for. Cubbies, nothing. But we have an even line here at minus 108 on each side. What do you like?
This is Mets lose tonight. I don't know if they get back. I don't know if they come back from it, to be honest with you. I know mathematically, obviously, that's false, and they could lose today and win 5 games in a row and be fine. But mentally speaking, they need a freaking win so bad tonight. And I struggle with the Cubs right now. I mean, they're coming off a pretty bad weekend. The Cubs have nothing to play for. They're locked into that top wild card spot, or can San Diego catch them?
Let me pull it up here. This is why we have everything pulled up, so we can go over every single thing we think about today. Can San Diego catch the Cubs? Of course they can. They're only 2 games back with 6 to go.
I go back to the fact that starting pitcher for the Cubs, Cade Horton, I'm pitching pretty solid as
well. He's the NL Rookie of the Year. Let me pull up the odds for him right now. It's like mine. Before I speak too early, let me verify it's still where it was last week. NL Rookie of the Year. Yeah, he's minus 450.
In his last nine starts, Cubs have won 7 of them. 2 losses were at Atlanta and at the Brewers during their insane streak. So at home, he has won at home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight home starts. I don't think he loses his first one.
Do you think they let him go depth? Do you think they let him go deep into this game? Because I think he's got a low pitch count. I'm assuming maybe one more start of the year, probably cancel that last one. I'm assuming they let him go 4 or 5 innings.
This is why I struggle with the one team who's in the playoffs but has a locked up versus a team that is fighting for their life. I don't know the internal motivation for the Cubs. Right now, they got to be thinking about just staying in the motion and in the rhythm, and staying healthy, doing whatever it takes to be perfectly ready for next Tuesday. But on the other hand, it's like why would they stop what they're doing? They've been through 156 games already, 6 more to go. Don't change the rhythm. Don't change the way you play. Don't change the way you manage. Keep it going right into the playoffs. That's how you keep momentum and rhythm together. I lean Cubs here, but I'm struggling with this one. This is one of the harder ones on the slate for me. Because
I'm on the Mets.
The Mets have to be they have to come out with a fire under their ass that we haven't seen all season probably.
I think they come out and play good the rest of the year. I know. That's very hard to believe. And you guys know I'm not a Mets fan. Everyone says, oh, you're a New York guy. No, I'm not. I'm a Yankees fan. I am not a Mets fan. But I do think the Mets are going to have a big performance to close the year. They need to. Do I believe in their leaders? Enough that I think they can get them rallied up to beat a team that has basically nothing to play for. Do I think Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, the core of the Mets are going to step up? I do. I know they've been playing terrible baseball. I know that. But now is when the heat is on. They're officially on the outside looking in, and they need to deliver. with the payroll that they have, with the offseason that they had, with the fans going as crazy as they have been going, with the New York media grilling them as much as they do, they need to make the playoffs. They don't need to do much in the playoffs, but they need to make the playoffs. So if the Mets do not get in, absolutely catastrophic for that franchise after they just signed Juan Soto to that $875 million deal. When they have all these pieces, they have to get in this spot tonight. They are rested. Their bullpen's rested. Their starters are rested. Their players are rested. They're going to come into this game, and they're going to have a big performance. I wouldn't take the Mets on the first 5. Cade Horton's very good, but I think we see a very, very low-pitch outing from Cade Horton. I know I worded that terribly, a low-pitch outing. What the hell does that mean? You know what I mean. I do not think he's going to be in the game late. I don't think they're going to really be risking injury. And I think when we get closer to the official lineups that are announced for this game, we may see the Cubs have a bit of a weaker lineup than we are anticipating here. They need their guys to get healthy. They could anyone who has a couple scratches, bangs, bruises, they could afford to take them out and let them heal up and get ready for the playoffs. And the Mets can't do that. The Mets are fully at it. They need to be all in this week, and I think they will be. Give me the Mets on the money line at a -108. And I do think when we get closer to first pitch that this line will be much more tilted towards the Mets' favor. JD? You're on the Cubs?
Yeah, man, I'm going to be on the Cubs here. I think I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here. The Cubs just lost 4 straight games on the road. Tonight they are back home with their guy on the bump. I am in the mindset that that they definitely want to win a few of these games. Actually, these last few. You do not want to go into the playoffs on a losing note. So especially with Cade Horton on the mound. Do I think he's going to go 7 or actually 8 innings? No. Do I think that actually, as long as he's pitching well, will he go 5 or 6? Yes, I do. Then on the other side, you have David Peterson, and at the start of the year, we talked so much about him because his numbers, surface numbers, were so good, and we were like, "What's going on here?"
Mm-hmm.
Like David Peterson is not this good.
Yeah.
Well, he has come down to earth throughout the season. I mean, his current form, guys, is just not good. He's gone 5 innings his past 3 starts, giving up 6, 3, and 4 runs. I mean, this price is priced for the fact that the Mets have to win.
Correct.
But I also agree with you. I have not bet this yet because I do think the line keeps moving towards the Mets.
I do as well.
And I think you're going to be able to get the Cubs at a better number here.
Do you think the Cubs will put out their full lineup tonight? Because I really don't think so.
I think in this game they will. Because like I said, they need to get back. They need to get a win. They need to get this losing streak stopped. And tonight with actually Cade Horton, I think this would be the night that actually they would actually.
See, that's what's throwing me in for a little wrinkle here. The Cubs losing streak. And that's what's making me think JD makes a great point. They're a team that needs to start throughout this week gearing it up to get into playoff mode. Yeah. And you don't want to start your week in gear up mode with a 5-game losing streak. And I think that's a great point you made. But why isn't the line indicating that point?
Because this is such a must-win game for the Mets that are the best team. Talent-wise, the Cubs have been a better team in baseball this year, but talent-wise, the Mets are a more talented team. They should beat this team on paper. I know Cade Horton, but Cade Horton's a rookie coming into a big spot, and I do think the Mets are in a desperation mode where we see the best I think we see a good week out of the Mets. I'm a believer that this team will get it right to get themselves into the playoffs. We saw it last year, too, where they made a decent charge. The one thing I will say is that the Cubs end the season against the Cardinals, and I think that that's their get-right series. I think the Cardinals are You guys know how I feel about the Cardinals team. I think they will dog walk that Cardinals team in the last 3 games of the year, and I think that's when they get right going into the playoffs. I could see them resting guys in this series to get them healthy and letting them get a game or 2 back right before going into the playoffs in that game. So more to come. JD, I'm definitely down to do the cluck bet if you are, though.
Yeah.
No, always down for the content, baby.
As far as handicapping, like I said, this is just a fun one. Because like we obviously see it in actually different ways, and I mean, we really don't know what like actually like what's going to happen here.
Yep.
But we each have our thoughts, and like that's what's so cool about this. So
100%. I love that. Love that. All right, well, let's move on to our last game of the day that also has major playoff implications, which is going to be the Detroit Tigers going into Cleveland and taking on the Gardos. We have a one-game difference right now between these two teams for the AL Central standings. One of these teams will be the winner of the AL Central. The other one will probably be a wild card, depending on how they play out. They may even fall out of the playoff picture as a whole. Pitching for the Tigers is their guy, Tariq Skubal. 13-5, 2.23 ERA. But on the other side for the Gardos, they also have their guy, Gavin Williams, who's had a fantastic season at 11-5 on the year with 3.06 ERA. Now, all that being said, this is crazy. The Tigers have been on a free fall basically since right before the All-Star break. JD was the only one who called that right before the break, saying that these Tigers are going to fall off in the second half majorly. And boy, JD, that might have been the most accurate comment you have ever said on this show. So you've earned to start this game. So I'm going to send it over to you. Who do you think wins, and who do you think makes it as the champion of the AL Central here?
Yeah, man, just to start off with that, the Tigers, as far as in the first half of the season, had the best record in baseball. And then in the second half of the season, they are now 6 games under 500. So yes, it was a massive fall off here.
You know what's crazy as well? The tiebreaker between these two teams is decided from this series. The tiebreaker is even a toss-up. So if they finish with the same record, we don't know who will win because it's still only 1 game difference in the tiebreaker. If the Guardians win 2 out of 3, then they steal the tiebreaker back.
Yeah, like this series, like if you're gonna watch one like series this week, like this is the one. This decides so much. Like literally, the Tigers can miss the playoffs. Like if things go a certain way, they will miss even the freaking wild card. That's how nuts this has gotten here. But the Tigers are 1-9 in their last 10 games, guys. They're just getting beat up by everybody. And then on the other side, you have the hottest team in actually baseball. The Guardians are 9-1 in their last 10. They won 13 straight or something like that there.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just pitching well, but especially their bats are actually also doing well. I think this line, you see the Tigers at -160 here, and that's because of the pitcher on the mound, and you're getting the Skubal name, and that's why they're priced at -160. But Skubal, we've talked about it for like a month or more now. He's not that strikeout guy. He's been pitching to actually contact, and I don't understand it.
Makes no sense.
Why he's changed up like actually that. But actually he's been giving up hits and he's been giving up runs. I mean, like he's had some starts where he can still, completely shut you down. Like, I mean, like he is still great. But he's getting hit more than he usually is. So like Thomas, you're asking Skubal K's. No, I would honestly not play that because like I said, he's been pitching to actually contact a lot more.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then as far as Gavin Williams, you actually said it, Alpha. I mean, he's been pitching lights out.
It's been unbelievable.
Lights out. Like I said, I think this price is just straight up wrong. This is priced just off of a name. You can get the Guardians, I believe, still at +135. That is what I'm going to be on. This is once again, this is a weird slate because I have not locked into any bets.
I'm also on the Guardians
because I'm waiting because I think because the Tigers, even though they've been playing so bad, still with Skubal on the mound in a game they have to win, people are going to go to that side.
You know why I'm not, JD? You know why I'm not? I'm betting on the home team. The Tigers are not the same team on the road, and they are on the road here. So I am going to be back in the Guardians because Gavin Williams, like you were just talking about, he's been the dude. They've been hot. They're 9-1 coming into this one. And on the other side, the Tigers have just not been. We've talked about it for, 3 months now since the All-Star break, JD? 2-3 months, whatever it's been. They've not been in. You've been all over that. Guardians are home. They're the hot team. Gavin Williams is a very good pitcher. Skubal hasn't been the same guy either. Give me the Guardians. They're going to win this game. You with me, JD? We collabing it? We putting it out tonight? Free play? Jefe, you joining a 3-way collab? You want to have a 3-way with me and JD or not?
Terms should be discussed off camera, but yeah, why not? I'm in. I'm involved. I enjoy it.
Good. Gardo's three-way from the boys. Anything else to say on this game, Jefe, before we get into a couple final segments we have on this show? This week's a big baseball week, guys. A lot of times we really heavily emphasize football, too, during the week. Have a feeling we're going to be heavily emphasizing some baseball this week as well, and everyone seems to be very excited about our three-way. It will not be posted. I guess it will be posted online, our collab later, our three-way. So keep your eyes out. You will get to see the three of us on our three-way for free on Twitter later.
I like the way you guys broke this game down. Look, this is Detroit going out and trying to stop themselves from being on the wrong side of history. No team has ever lost a 14-game lead in a division after having that lead after the 4th of July holiday. Baseball's been around for a really long time. They don't want to be the first one that's ever do that. On the other side, though, you have the team that's absolutely hot and believes in themselves through the roof right now. That's the hardest team to play. Guardians got nothing to lose. They weren't supposed to be here. They're playing with no
house money.
Yeah,
house money.
They're playing with house money. While you guys were talking, I had two little notes that came across my desk. First one, since we were talking about, kind of the rest of the week. Listen to this: Marlins, who are basically eliminated, they have already pushed back Alcantara to pitch him at home versus the Mets in the final series of the year. Mm-hmm. So tell me that the Marlins are playing for nothing, right? They're ready to go. Another thing, Alfie, because you mentioned it earlier about the Bucks, right? And them signing Desmond Watson, who
at
training
camp. Is he talking about the Pirates? Or?
Yeah, was weighed in at 464 pounds and he's 6'6".
Yes.
Any idea why they signed them today for this week? Think of who they're playing.
That's why I'm pulling it up. I'm going to be honest. I haven't looked into the NFL slate full yet.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And if there's one guy that can get in the way of a tush push,
that's awesome.
It might be a 464-pounder.
The old Jersey tush. Love that. Good find there, Jefe. What else do you have? You said you had two nuggets. Is that your first?
Those are my two, Alcantara and Watson. I can start making up others.
I stopped listening at the Alcantara one because they're going to be out by then. But that Desmond Watson one's a pretty good find from you. I am impressed by that. All right, JD. Anything you want to add here before we get into our sponsored segments of the day?
I believe that is it.
All right. Well, JD, it's time we go into our prop of the day. Sponsored by the HOF app. Would you like to pull it up here for us?
I sure will.
It better be someone I've never heard of. It better be some down and dirty prop.
I had to. That's kind of
a good name.
Wait. I want to say this is niche. The old player in one hat but playing for a different team.
Yep.
Love it. Yep. Love it. All right, JD, we got here.
We have Mr. Kim here, who is playing tonight with the Braves. And guys, the Braves, they have been hitting the baseball. They have been scoring runs. They have been winning games. Kind of pissed off that they waited until the end of the season to actually start doing this because they should have been doing this the entire year with the lineup that they had. But here we go. We do have Kim going here tonight, and we're going to look at his hits, runs, plus RBIs. Guys, if you look here in his last 10 games, he has gone over 1.5 in every single game. And you see a lot of those games, are 5, 4, 6, 4, 4. You can currently get this at BetMGM at -118. And I just think that is that's a cheap price considering their matchup tonight is against the Nationals. This is a game that I expect to be a high scoring game, especially from the Braves side. And as far as the Nats bullpen, everybody knows I love going up against them. So this is one where we have a guy who is just on a hot streak here, and we are getting him at a very cheap price. So
there we go. Absolutely love it, JD. Make sure you guys check out the HOF app. It's a fantastic app. I say it every day on the show. We partnered with them for a reason. It's because this is the app we use to find our own tools and our own props that we like to dive into. So make sure you check them out. We have a fantastic promo. It's at the bottom of the screen. Promo code ATV50. Best way to support the show is to support our sponsors. All right, JD. I'm about to click the best bets, which I'm doing right now. Best bets for today, Tuesday, September 23rd. Best bets are not just brought to you by us. They're proudly sponsored by Funded Stake, which is a fantastic company.
breaking news. Mike Gundy fired Oklahoma State.
Oh, I just looked down on my phone and
Wow,
it's right.
He's
Literally.
been there for what I feel like my entire childhood.
I probably should have just looked down. It is right there. I
He's
can't get it straight, but Mike Gundy.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah. Well, he ain't 40 anymore. So back to our partner,
He's gotta
Funded
be
Steak.
50.
We'll talk about them after the video. But first, as you know, JD's cousin Derek has a few words on Funded Steak.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger. JD, let's pull up the fantastic Funded Steak app and go over our best bets of the day.
All right, here we got.
Oh, this should be interesting because I wanted to do Mets, but you know.
I was just about to say I don't know what we're gonna do here, but
All right, we'll take both those off. We'll take both of those off
Okay.
for each of us. We'll just take that game off our plate. What is your best bet of the day, JD? Outside of that,
you know what? We kind of talked about it a little bit. Let's go to this Braves and Nationals game. I know this game means absolutely nothing.
Yep.
As far as the terms of the standings, but as far as both of these pitchers goes, they both saw these same teams this same week. Now going back at it again. So you know I like to attack the over there. And also the Braves are just super hot. I actually debated on going the Braves team total over, which is at 4.5. You can see here at -140. That's a little more juice that I wanted to pay. So I am just going to go with the full game over here because I do think that the Nats are also going to be able to score some runs here. So I'm going to take the over 9 at -104. Much lower juice there, as I think both teams will be able to score some runs here.
give me the Yankees -1.5. I'm on them in a big parlay, but I do think they're going to absolutely destroy the White Sox tonight with Shane Smith on the bump. Yanks have Luis Heel. Yanks have everything to play for. White Sox have nothing. Give me the Yanks -1.5.
Reds Yankees money line parlay for your boy.
There we go.
Plus
That's my
120.
okay. So just so you know, that is my parlay of the day. I purposely did not say it because I knew that's amazing. You did that, Jefe. In my head, I went, he's going to give out the Yanks Reds parlay, so I'll give him another one. Give me the
Well, I
1.5.
teased earlier. I never finished my tease. Reds were the first half, and Yanks are.
I was in the same boat. I also teased that and didn't give it out. That is my
I
parlay.
personally think it's one of the best values on the board tonight. That's what I'm rolling with here, and both these teams need a win. And yeah, I think both of these teams are the better teams on their respective fields.
You said the Reds and the Yankees, right?
Reds,
Yes.
Yankees.
Okay, we can get that at +129.
Ooh, sexy.
There we go.
All right,
And there we go.
again, we'll go back over here. Go through them one more time. We do have the parlay there from Jefe. Reds and Yankees +129. Alpha's on the Yankees at -1.5, -114. And then I am on the Braves and Nationals over 9 at -104.
There we go. Well, gentlemen, it's been a fantastic show talking football and a little breaking news in the NFL. I have a feeling all week it's going to be similar to how we did it today in terms of MLB and NFL, but there will be more to come all week, and you guys know we'll be back at the same time and the same place tomorrow. Jefe, any parting words for the people before we go to JD to let him do the thing with the thing?
Lot of baseball the next 6 days. Stay away from the games that don't mean anything to both teams.
There you go. There you go. JD.
One more thing before we get out here. Do have to show a few of our promo codes just so everybody can see them there. As far as the Hall of Fame app, they are offering everybody here that 50% off plus the 7-day free trial. Code ATB50. And then Funded Stake is offering 20% off any of their challenges. On Saturday, we just had another person get through their challenge.
Let's go.
So now we've actually had a couple different people do that. And I know one of them is on the second leg of it, like the end portion of it. So
Let's go.
Hopefully about to have another one here. So definitely check out them guys if you haven't. Yeah, this is going to be a fun week. I mean, really the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Are going to be really, well, the next month.
You better start studying up, JD and Jefe. We got the Ryder Cup this weekend, and if you each have to have at least 2 bets.
I was just about to say
Friday.
Saturday is going to be crazy because we got the Ryder Cup starting at like 7. Then we got college. Great. As far as the college football slate this week is amazing.
Hell yeah.
And then Sunday we have the the Dublin game?
Dublin. Yes.
Something.
But anyway,
something that's not here.
Yeah,
know
I was
it's
about to
far
say
away.
they're over there. So yeah, it's just this whole week and weekend is gonna be packed. It's gonna be awesome. But anyway, guys, yeah, that was a fun show, great show. Yeah, like you were saying, Alpha, I feel like this week is gonna be a lot of shows kind of like this with a kind of a mix of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that those are kind of our favorite shows. So
Me too. That is my favorite show, 100%.
Yeah, guys, it's Monday. Let's start the week off right.
Well, it's definitely not Monday.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare interrupt when he's doing the thing. It is Tuesday, by the way, JD. Happy Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. There
Good
we
morning,
go.
Princess. Happy Tuesday,
Woo.
JD.
That's actually good news. So it's Tuesday, everybody. So yeah, but anyway, everything I said still stands. Let's have a week. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.